Welcome to the second edition of Red Bull Connect. Today we talk Red Bull Kasi Cup. Everything grassroots, you don't have to register. Everything starts from scratch. We start from one pal, we go all the way to a ground in Eskolweni. Then we move you from school, we take you to development football, we move you through to the PSL, all the way to Bafana, and then we take you to the brand, which is here with me today, Siphiwe Tshabalala, Gould Shampoonaiza. Today, where it all started, Red Bull is going back to the communities to try and find another gem or another diamond. In today's episode, I've got those gems that are now brands, unknown. One from Piri, I'm talking about Siphiwe Tshabalala. One from North Geseg, if you want to, Gould. And then one that was watching from the sides. I'm talking about Shampoonaiza, the one that was making jokes when people were serious on the pitch. I want to welcome you today to this Kasi Connect with my three guests, that is Siphiwe Tshabalala, Shampoonaiza, and Gould. I know that you guys come from Kasi football. I know that Shampoonaiza, you have been making noise when the guys were on the field. Where did it all begin for you, Siphiwe? Where did you start with Kasi football, unregistered, where you did not have to give your birth certificate or your ID to be part of the game?
Yeah, thanks, Phumudzo. For me, it all began, if my memory serves me well, at an early age of, I think, 5 years. Like any kid, in Soweto, I started playing in the streets. Everything was informal. There were no goalposts. By then, we used to call one pal or two pal, so to make the goalpost out of bricks or stones. And whenever there was traffic, then we'd stop.
Moment of silence.
One man.
Taxi, and then back to.
One thing that kills me is always there was that dedicated player that had to move the brick from the one side and the brick from the other side for the traffic to quickly pass.
Can I stand up and say, what? I was one of those players, when you're not good enough, when you have the likes of Shaba, you have the cream of the crop. And we were the ones that, Katipal, or, you move the goalpost.
Yeah.
One man, that's when the car comes.
Yeah.
You know that's your job. And you only have one job to move the post, put it back when the car passed. So, fortunate for us, we could play those type of games because there was cream of the crop, and we've learned a lot from it, actually. Yeah.
So, Morgan, was it, for you, was it Escontirini or was it a Gravellini? Where was it for you?
It was both. For me, that's more in common. You go wherever the ground takes you, wherever the ball takes you. Or you'd be that kid where uzane polo, because you want the guys to accept you. You're coming with something. You don't necessarily have the talent, but you've got the equipment to make the talented players stand out. So I'd normally either come with the ball, and when I leave, the game's over.
Those who come with the soccer ball, in most cases, are
You won't saying cheese, but I could calculate the moves. I'd say, you know what? They've got everything, but the main equipment they lack.
I'm going to come back to that point. Equipment. Because Shampoonaiza, as I bring you into the conversation,
yes.
Growing up at Kasi, obviously, I don't think there's any young South African that didn't think they were a football star growing up. How was your journey at Kasi?
I have an older cousin who was too good at football. Like a whole group of kids would come go high battle matla. Romeo, in fact, Raji Wakwale was too good, and my younger brother Leonard was too good. But I decided to be the demotivational speaker. Every game, Kokasi, there's a demotivational speaker, not a motivational.
Yeah.
Demotivational. It's like, what about NCC? So I used to be that kid who can't play football, but I was friends with everyone.
Yeah.
So I became the cheerleader, which is luck, I was that guy who can tell don't stop. You are the one who's doing it well. So Kokasi, like gems, Kokasi are like they are only unearthed when there are people who are talking good about them.
Yeah.
Because that thing is really helping. Now, when we play la ball, because ubizu shapadi zamaya, ona mutu wearing ish. So the Red Bull kasito okare, it will remind me of my childhood. That's why now I can actually be on a comedy platform talking about football because I watched it more than the players themselves.
Morgan, you spoke about you brought the ball. Who over party ball? Manje i-curfew endlini bethini bemele ufike ngoba isikhathi igame estradini iphela ngoba isikhathi.
Ipela mohamba nebhola. Like when you had the ball and you had the time at home and saying, 6 o'clock is curfew for you. So yonke into mayiqalile. Once 6 o'clock hits and you see your mom walking past estradini.
Yeah.
My friend.
She doesn't need to call you.
5 minutes after that.
Yeah.
Chance.
Itlisa ball.
Chayile.
Lethi bhola ngiyahamba manje. Mara. Hey. Pelile. Nangu my old lady, she's just gone past. So, it brings a lot of good build, like it builds you, There's a certain time where you had to express yourself. And then within that time, curfew time, you'd go home.
So, Shaba, I know most of this game, kupejiwe lapha, kunama 5 rand, again, ufuna ukuthatha ibhola, when you still want to play, you are the star player at that moment lapho, in that 1 pal or 2 pal that you're playing ekasi. How then do you continue the following day or the same day? How do you break up that game?
It's unfortunate that, the main man is the owner of the ball. So he's the one who decides.
Yeah.
So you have to back all the time. And he chooses, the team. Yeah. If he wants you to be in his team, you have to. So he's the main man. And you try to compensate as well, when you play and try to accommodate him. But sometimes it's like, it will be very difficult.
Yeah.
When you're enjoying the game, gumnandi, you don't pass him the ball, and then all of a sudden,
Mari, you can tell Ukaziro, there are times if you look in most footages, plastic. Because we are tired of this guy. So what happened was, if you wanted to play football, you will find a way. Oh, Apollo. Important, but not every day. Yeah.
How do you then move, Morgan, from that 1 pal where somebody takes the ball and the game is finished to then widen that space from playing in the street then to that 6-7 aside nyana? We are still kokasi.
Yeah.
How do you move and how do you select the position that you're going to be playing?
I think it boils down to discipline. If you look at it, my mom taught me something that I didn't think was important at that time, was discipline. There's a certain time where when you come back from school, school ends at 2. You have your free time until 6. I want you home at 6 o'clock. When I'm in a structure of some sort, you become a defender. More mnandi, Abu Shab. More kora, yini. Abu makacel, yini. So,
offside.
Yeah, offside. You know that type of, and it molds you. It molds you, not just in your football career, but in being a person. Your sense of urgency, your sense of timing, your sense of responsibility, all those little things back then, just goes over and teaches you a whole lot.
Then he's telling me now, from what I'm hearing from that story,
you defend.
That's how he selected his position. Now it comes to these rare players that we have in South Africa, left-footers. It's not what we have a lot in South Africa. Shaba, utema ukula nje wakhathela ngo left or vele kwenzakaleni ukuthi uze uchoose le left because wonke umuntu ukhathela ngo right baba.
Mina, I think I'm the only left-footed player in my family. Yeah. And since day one, I don't even recall, using my right foot. Yeah. And in my entire professional career, I think I've scored 3 goals with my right foot. Yeah. But for me, it was not a problem. because this was the best one.
Yeah.
So if you have the best one and the right one,
Yeah.
Yeah.
then Lexi problem.
You see, he called right. And the only word he uses right is to say things are right.
Things are right. No, but you have two left-footed. Do you have two left-footed players here? Well, I don't play, but this
But
is
then
my.
how do you choose to say this left is offensive or is it defensive?
I think for me, I think everything just came naturally. You know, I was an all-rounder. I remember playing, I think, in the under-12s, under-10s. I started as a left back. I'll play as a left central midfielder and then left wing. So I was an all-rounder.
Maybe drive Goloya left. Goloya.
No, as long as you come left, yeah, crosser, can shooter, can scorer, can defend.
Yeah.
Yeah, since I was a kid.
I hear that. I want to take you back to your mom, Morgan. You're speaking about your mom saying there's time for homework, then you've got a bit of free time, a little bit of chores at home. Now, this talent, you're getting older. You're starting to realize, you're hearing people talk about this talent. Now, it goes to, he spoke about the Dr. Khumalos in Soweto. Now it's time for Morgan Gould to be in the school soccer team. How does Morgan make it into that school soccer team? How does Morgan make it into that tournament, Yakokasi, which in today's world, in 2021, we talk about Redbull Kasi Cup. How do you then transition from school football and actually getting onto a proper field?
To be honest with you, like, I was that kid that was never selected for anything. But I'll always be there. Like, I'll always partake. Mabati, there's trials, I'm there. Mabati, there's something, anything happening to do with activity, I'd be there because I was fortunate enough for my dad was a former footballer. So in the mind, I was like, man. Hey, man, babam, it's in my genes, this thing. But not knowing that I needed to have some sort of talent to be there. My dedication actually taught me that show up and the rest will fall into place if you're lucky enough. And it happened for me.
I hear you. Now, I want to fast forward a bit. Now we're talking about Redbull Kasi football.
Yeah.
And this is where they want to unearth the gems. The new big brands of South African football are going to be unearthed in this tournament that Redbull is hosting Kokasi. I know there's one that happened Kotokoza, there's two that happened in Soweto, and there's one that happened Komams, Kopitori. Morgan, when now you see Redbull Kasi is bringing scouts and people to come and unearth these talents, where was Morgan Gould unearthed? In which Kasi tournament, or did you go for trials?
Look, it was a combination of both. I was so bad that when they came to scout, they were looking at the left and I was on the right.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I wasn't scouted when these type of tournaments happened, you know. But the resilience, as Shaba says, you know, resilience and dedication and that self-belief. But the time, when the time is right, there's a scripture that says, when the time is right, the Lord will show you the time is right. And I believed in that, and I understood that the time wasn't right for me.
At the time?
Yeah. Then fast forwarded, I got an opportunity to go to the School of Broken Legs, I call it. I had to go to Cosmos and where I got scouted there. And you know, if you get scouted there, I win kome ya mankomo.
Shaiman Maki.
My man.
Winkomo.
Umuntu bakaya toilet uhamba naye. Mbambeli toilet pay puti bamba. Mawuqeda ngihamba nawe. But fortunately I got an opportunity later in life where it wasn't really a beautiful story, but for me it was a nice summary of, for the kids in the hood to see that man, Yazin, the Grootman didn't have a glorious one, but he ended up doing what he wanted to, and what he was adorned to do.
Now, Shaba, scouted in Ekasi football the same as Red Bull, or you went for trials?
I went for trials for Chiefs under 15s. So when I got there, it was difficult, because there before they pass you, they okay, I'm a Figizola, I turn around, then he pass his friends.
Yeah.
So I didn't even know their names. So I kept calling, hey. It was on a Tuesday. Bad day in the office for me. Thursday, friendly game. I was on the bench, and then on the second half, I came on in the second half. I don't know if maybe it was a coincidence or it was meant to be. Phumudzo Tshabalala.
Yeah.
He was the under-17 coach then. So he happened to come and see, just to watch the under-15s.
Yes.
Still, same thing. They were not passing me the ball. I just won the ball, I think a cent. I dribbled past everyone, including the keeper. Gould.
Yeah.
Then the screamer was watching.
Yeah.
Hey, Mshiman, look what? Go on, man. Okay. I can ask you, but I emphasize Gould Shampoonaiza. Okay, utlele ID. So that's how I joined Kaizer Chiefs.
Yeah.
Me. Yeah.
Shampoonaiza.
Yeah.
How do you keep following these bright stars, these hopefuls from Ekasi?
It starts with understanding the spirit of the person, to can see how much the person wants this to happen. Because I have the power as a motto mouth to can either encourage or kill a dream. So if you see someone Kokasi doing something well, the best thing you can do is to at least be there as a familiar face for them or no, I'm still on the right track. Because wow, so you join new faces there and you think their way is your way. So that's where we come in to remind you, you were there. Scout dile lata ka 10 to 5 so it could have not happened for you. So that's where we come in. We just keep following him. Go stadium, sometimes bo Mama Joy, bo Machag. They're not stupid for always showing their face. They just also saying to the players, Bafetu, now we are here. So even me, as well as the comedian on Sport at 10, if you, this is a secret, now I'm revealing it. If you are a player and then I'm making more jokes about you, it's because I feel like you have potential and you are sleeping on it. That's why I was always, like you will see, I will never joke about the younger players, because the mentality of being in a professional team, and then the pressure, so you're still not there yet. But these ones, you know what you can do.
Now, Morgan, you have left Kokasi. You are a professional now. This type of tournaments like Red Bull Kasi Cup, they still continue. How do you then go back to the community that made you? Do you go and watch? How do you go back to contribute whatever experience you have gathered at the top level?
I think it depends on what your output on how you got your opportunity. For me, I went back to my community and I said to them, listen, I was never the best, and I'm not here to scout or to look for the best. I'm here to show that I am part of you. I'll always be part of you. Don't look at what I've done. Look at the kid that has nothing, that we're trying to give opportunity. We're trying to give that, but Shampoonaiza Phume Kaslam. Ay, man, I can do what he's doing, not surpassing, but looking at him as a mentor. Although not knowing him, but looking at him as a mentor. So you always just go back and you won't be able to give back, but you'll be able to empower. You'll be able to pass on knowledge. With Yazin, I made it. There's betters that are coming behind me. And that was the case with me going back to the hood and saying, guys, let me say thank you, and here's a platform for you guys. Hence the Luther Sings, the Lyle Fosters. We all come from the same hood, but people don't say it. They don't know it, and I don't want to be known to say, this is the guy that, no. They took the initiative to take it to the next level, and that's it.
And Phumudzo, And this is something that's very close to my heart as a fan. And then I'm happy that I'm with you guys who can actually speak to the parents at home right now about this Kasi football. There's a new thing that's happening where parents are being scammed of money from how a kid has to progress from township football to professional. So I feel like this tournament is actually allowing parents to can come and hear the processes of how a kid has to progress to professional football firsthand from you guys. You know, because there's always someone who knows something that's reading like, hey, where's Maukan for 8,500? Mwana how pila kwa 16,000. Mara nerero ore for 8,500. So I feel like this tournament, I feel like parents should actually tune in, come through, and then hear from the people who have been there. Paying or not, I think is the last thing that's necessary for a kid to make it up there, because we don't address it that much and go social media by DM. So here's an opportunity: Redbull, Reakasi, and then we will see if we can actually.
But that's why Red Bull are doing it the right way. They are getting people like Siphiwe, Morgan Gould, myself, people that played Kokasi and came through the ranks. And you can be able to tell your story, and that's how it's going to motivate the next child to then push on. Now, we have moved from Ekasi. I know what Shaba does in the community with his foundation. I also know about yourself. Also, I have a foundation myself. I host the tournament similar to Ekasi football. How do we encourage these youngsters?
We need to put more energy into grassroots, you know, put a lot of resources, invest in grassroots, and also teach the players as well that, you know what, not everything is about money. Passion is more important than money. You know, we must be passion-driven, not money-driven. And up until you come to a stage whereby, you know, there's money involved. And once you get to that certain stage, you know the value of money.
Exactly.
But you don't lose your principles first. You know, back then when we were playing, it was just, you know, a happy child in you. No worries, no problems. You were playing, I'm sure you're being watched by, if you are lucky, 20 or 10 spectators, you know, when you score a goal, but in your head, you were already at FNP Stadium.
Yes.
It was noisy,
full.
it was everything, you know. So, I mean, one must commend Red Bull for coming with such a great initiative, you know, giving other players at amateur level such a great opportunity, you know. One day they'll be here telling their story through this platform, you know, that it's not just about the game, it's about the values, you know. That's how, in my view, that's how you make a difference. That's how you bring change in someone's life,
I want to change the question to you and say, speak to that parent that sees that pamphlet of Kasi Cup, Red Bull Kasi Cup. What do you say to that parent and also include the child?
I think it goes beyond just football. I think look into the pamphlet and read it carefully, you know, so you understand what is going on. Because I don't think a world-renowned brand like Red Bull would want to put themselves into something that doesn't help or
Mediocre.
uplift. Mediocre stuff. They wouldn't want to do something like that. But read the pamphlet, understand. If you don't know, there'll always be websites, numbers to call. I think for them being the brand that they are, they've been there, they know what they're doing, and they are now saying, we're coming into your backyard, giving your kid or your family member opportunity to say, you know what, let's uplift. We're not saying we'll change the world, but with one person being affected, one person getting that opportunity will touch so many lives. Find out if your kid or your family member does football or loves the Kasi Cup set up, not just the Kasi Cup games, but the setup. Shampoonaiza, look, he's a role model of role models because his mouth put him where he is right now. He's interviewing of the players put him where he is right now. And he's known countrywide. Let's say continent also. There's a lot of people that know him on the continent because not only does he touch people in South Africa, but beyond our borders, you know? So there's that you can do. There's the cameras. Go and look and see how your kid can grow from not just the football side of things. Football has evolved, has changed. There's a lot of science.
Sure.
There's a lot of things that go behind it. There's doctors. You can do anything in football, but engage with the Diski Cup, the Kasi Cup, the Redbull Kasi Cup, and just know what is going around in your community and see how you can change the little that you know from the Kasi Cup. And don't, for old school parents, they were very, football is not a career. Football is a game. And angeke against the next. But now football is more of a career where you can change lives. It's given us an opportunity and it's broadened our landscape. And it's put us in touch with people that you'd never think. Would you think you'd be with a hot and happening comedian? No. Would I be with a top producer, top artist, top analyst? Did I think that? No. But look, I'm here. I'm rubbing shoulders with the Phumudzos of the life. Besides you playing football, you took another direction in football.
Redbull, before.
And just to add, sorry, Phumudzo, I think if you look at this into, a broader perspective, the Kasi Cup will give, the whole community a platform, to benefit not only, football players, because if you bring, a program of this magnitude to the people, you think of your players, you think of your, the informal sectors, your small businesses. Those people will come and support. And that's how they'll also earn a living from it. And someone will also come there not just to watch, football only, but to see Shampoonaiza. Someone will want to, be where Shampoonaiza is through this platform as well. And my wish is that, especially the participants, if they'll also get an opportunity, whereby the program is extended to education as well, learnership programs, such opportunities, I think they'll benefit, the community, and it will be something that will go a long way.
I think before I close this episode of Red Bull Connect, I think I've brought you Shaba, I've brought you Morgan Gould, I brought you Shampoonaiza, and you at home watching, you might grab something from the discipline that Morgan had to learn at an early age, the ability to remain level-headed even though you were a star kokasi, as Siphiwe was. You could learn from Shampoonaiza, he can create a living from following football, then mixing football and also comedy in one thing. But we always say it's better to influence the mind to be able to change the community. And that's what, from the stories that have been told here, we wish that you'll get the message. Yes, Red Bull, Kasi Cup, Iko Kasi. You might be a commentator sitting at home. You might go and commentate on that Red Bull Kasi Cup, and you can be unearthed there as a commentator. You can be a musician from Ekaslako. This cup happened in Thokoza. It happened in Soweto, in 2 places in Soweto. It happened in Kopitori, Komams. You might be a musician that wants to start a career in music. Why don't you go and perform at Red Bull Ekasi? Those are some of the talents that we are looking for as Red Bull Kasi football. Siphiwe is a businessman. He spoke about you that can come and sell your Red Bull there at the tournament and be able to make entrepreneurs. You can come there and earn a living from that. But from me, Phumudzo Manenzhe, Siphiwe Tshabalala, Morgan Gould, and Shampoonaiza. Cheers.
When we get our... yes.